Oh. You're on.
Hi and welcome to Thursdays with Annette. I've just had trouble with my microphone, so I'm just swapping over here. Thanks for joining me today. It's getting ready for Good Friday. It's all about Easter. So how's that working, Bill? Is that all right? It seems a bit loud. Okay, hold on a minute, everybody. Let's get the microphone working properly. How is it if it's down there? How's that? Is that better? All right, so yes, I've got my bunny ears on. I'm all excited because I love a good holiday and Easter is what's happening. So I thought I'd make a recipe that would be ideal for tomorrow, which is Good Friday, because who needs to eat boring fish? Oh no, not the Simply Too Good way. We're making a recipe out of book 7 today, and it is Thai sweet and sour fish. It is yum. We have it quite a bit here because I'm all about flavour and I love seafood, so it's a really good one to have on hand. But before we get into the recipe, I want to mention last week's show where we're in Sydney and we did the Sim Slaw, or I did the Sim Slaw, and the winners from that show were Nolene Shearer, Lee Perry and Jackie Cullen, and they've all got a personally signed copy, and they were able to choose. A couple of them book 1 and 2, another one picked book 2. You can choose, but today it's all about book 7, so stay tuned on how you win. So let's look at the ingredients we need to make the Thai sweet and sour fish. First of all, if you go, I'm not a fish person, Annette, stop. You can make this with either chicken, pork, or the vegetarian's tofu. So, you know, use your variation if you want. And it says it in the recipe. So we're going to start with, we need fish for this recipe, and it's 500 grams of firm boneless fish. And today I'm using barramundi. We're going to use a Lebanese cucumber, tomato, 2 different coloured capsicums, the red and the green. We've got mushrooms, shallots, garlic, ginger. Of course, there's pineapple juice, and the only one I could get that's unsweetened was in Woolworths. You've got the shallots, did I say shallots, and mushrooms. We're also going to put in some Thai seasoning. I think that really helps because it's all about gorgeous flavour here. We've got brown sugar, which smooths it all up, tomato paste, fresh lime juice, okay, not lemon, lime. And also I'm going to put in some soy sauce, the low soy. I've got some fish sauce, corn flour and a bit of water. It's all happening here. So what I want to do first is chop up the veggies so they're all ready. And I think this is what I really like to do when I'm cooking my recipes, is just, you know, basically chop it all up, chuck it in the pot and cook it. That's my technique, as you know. So thanks for joining me today. If you're just tuning in, I'm making Thai sweet and sour fish from book 7, and I'm thinking perfect for Good Friday. So I'm just wondering if you do follow that trend of having no meat on Good Friday. I'd love you to just give me an idea of whether or not this is something that's a bit old-fashioned and no one does anymore. So I'd love it in the comments if you wrote down, yes, I'm meat-free, or whatever. I'd just be curious to know. Now, when I'm watch what I'm doing here with the capsicum, because normally we do small dice now, but with this one, it's medium dice. So as you can see, I'm making them a bit bigger. I want 3/4 of a cup, and I'm not doing it small dice, which often, you know, most of the things are small dice, but with this recipe, you want to be able to have a medium dice pieces. And so 3/4 of a cup. So as you can see, I'm just doing them medium diced. And what you're going to need is 3/4 of a cup of red and 3/4 of a cup of green. So there's my red going in. I'll put that over to the side. And now let's chop the green. And this is important because of the colour. You know, we want the colour. Let me move this out of the way for you. And once again, we're doing medium dice. So thanks for joining me today. I'm excited to be cooking for you one of the recipes that we make a lot in our house, and we're doing medium dice, okay? Not small dice. There's not a lot of veggies in it, but it seems like there's a lot of ingredients when I was looking at it, because it is about the flavour and getting that authentic Thai sweet and sour flavours in. How are we going here? Perfect. One more. Okay, so there's the capsicums done in the bowl. I'm just going to put everything in this bowl that I'm going to be chopping up, and that way it'll make it, you know, easy. I'll just chuck it all in. We're going to do a cup of sliced mushrooms. So let's get that going. So we're just slicing that, and it is quite a different recipe than the what is it, sweet and sour that you would buy in the Chinese restaurant or as a takeaway. That's why I wanted to do it, because I do have a sweet and sour, and it's in book 2. I'm sure it's in book 2, or is it in book 4? I've got to think now. Billy, find out for me, darling. Have a look. I can't remember, but it's the normal one, if you know what I mean, whereas this is Thai. So we want a cup. There we go. We'll use them up in a bit of salad later. Now what we're going to do is the shallots, and we want half a cup. All right, so let's cut those end bits off. And how lovely to have something a little bit different for Good Friday. And yes, I hope you've got your bunny ears ready for tomorrow. I've even got, if you noticed, I've got Easter egg earrings. I know, I do love a good theme. All right, so half a cup of shallots. And if you don't have any shallots, you could always do onion, but it is nice to have those shallots in it. So sweet and sour, Bill has been the saviour. It's in book 2, which is what I said. So it's a traditional sweet and sour, and that way you can choose whether you want Thai or Chinese sweet and sour. All right, so there's my half a cup of shallots. Now the other thing I'm going to do is the Lebanese cucumber, and this is where you normally would never get this in Chinese. Okay, so we need a peeler. Let me just grab one. We forgot to put that out. And so we take the skin off the cucumber. Oh, wrong way around. Take the skin off. And this is, well, as I said, this is not normally in a Chinese one, so there's a little bit different. You also notice I've got fresh tomato, and that's not in a normal Chinese sweet and sour. Now what we do is we cut it down the middle, and then get a spoon. Let me grab one. And I'm going to get my rubbish bin here, and I'm just going to go through and scoop out, as you can see, just scoop out the middle. I'll do that again with your teaspoon. Just go in and take it out. And then you're left with just the white part there of the cucumber, and it really does give the flavour that you really look. And so you just cut them in slices. Not too thin, you want to know that it's there. All right, so that's that done. And the last thing we've got to do is, for the vegetables, is the tomato. Now the tomato, I might use a smaller knife to get this out. We want 3/4 of a cup, and you don't put that in yet, okay? So if you're making this, just hold off on the tomato, put it to the side like you'll see me do, and we add that in a little bit later. So we're just going to dice up the tomato. Yes, as I said, it's quite different from the Chinese one. The Chinese one is very high in fat as well, because as you would know, what do they do with normal sweet and sour? Yes, they batter and deep fry the meat. All right, 3/4 of a cup. Okay, so there we go. So now I'm just going to move that over there, and I'm going to show you how to do the fish. We don't need that tomato. And I might even turn the plate over, my chopping board over, just because I can. So there's our veggies done, there's the tomato done. Now, as I said, I've got the bonus firm barramundi. I have chopped it up into bite-sized pieces because I thought we've got a lot of chopping here to do today. But what I'm going to do is just show you, you just slice it down the middle, and then I would do it in say 3, because it's all about bite size. Let's do that again. So I'll go down here and cut that into 3. And as I said, if you wanted to, you could do it with pork, you could do it with chicken, and you could also do it with tofu for vegetarians. So we are done with the chopping board. Let me just wash my hands a little bit. I'm going to put the fish in and then I'll probably have to wash them again. Let's bring over the wok. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to spray my wok and cook the fish. Then you take it out. So it's only in for a couple of minutes and then you add it in at the end. And this way you avoid your fish being dry and hard and not pleasant. All right, so let's get this heated up. And we want to sizzle a little bit. I've left the skin on because I think it holds the fish better. Up to you. That's it, we want the sizzle. And this is enough for 4 people and it can be frozen. And if you're just joining me, well, you're a bit late. Come on, where's your alarm? It's Annette here with the fabulous Thai sweet and sour fish. All right, so let's get that in the soapy sink. I've made some rice. So we have rice with it at home when we have it. And I'm just going to do a little coat on the top because I can. And you're just tossing the fish. And the good news is that, you know, it's so much healthier. Like, for example, this fish is 1.2 grams of fat a serve. I mean, how fabulous compared to if you bought it from the Chinese with batter and deep fried. Don't even want to go there. And the chicken is 2.4, so is the pork. It's 2.4, and tofu is 7.7 because tofu is a little bit higher in fat. And so once you've got the fish cooked, you just cook it. Doesn't take too long. We're going to move it out, and then we start cooking the veggies all in the same pot. Now, I've got to let you know that this is my last show for season 1. And what we're doing is having a break in April because it's my birthday month and I just want to rest my arm a little bit more and just keep fabulous. So we're having April off and we'll be back on the Tuesday, when is it? Tuesday the 4th of May. So put that in your diary for the Tuesday, and then on the Thursday show it'll be on the 6th of May. So please make a note of that. Oh, look at this fish. Beautiful. You could use prawns, absolutely. I would use raw. I would get the green prawns, peeled, and they'll be fantastic. Prawns is beautiful. We do prawns sometimes. I think I like to have as much fish as I can. So I love this for something different than just having like pan-fried fish with vegetables and whatever. And because you've got everything you need here, that's going to make it fizzy fabulous. You don't need to have extras with it, like a salad or anything like that. It's perfect. All right, so this fish looks great. So I'm now going to just take it out and put it here. There we go. Now let's respray the pan and we'll start cooking the veggies. Now what we want to do is we want to put in a teaspoon of garlic. Now you can use fresh. You know the rules. I'm just lazy. I want it easy. So I want a teaspoon of crushed garlic and also 2 teaspoons of crushed ginger. And I really think that really helps with this beautiful flavours that you'll get from the Thai sweet and sour. All right, so in goes the cucumber, the mushrooms, the capsicum and the shallots. Beautiful colours. It's in my soapy sink. There we go. Now, if you're worried about how to handle Easter over this time, just remember everything in moderation is the key to weight loss success. Now, what I do is instead of having a sandwich for lunch, I tend to have like salad, and we do prawns and that over the weekend as well. But what I'll do is I'll have, instead of the sandwich, I'll have an Easter bun in the afternoon because I do love a good Easter bun. And so that way I'll find my carbs and bread so I'm not overdoing it. So that's just a little hint if you're interested. And look, you know, the thing is, believe it or not, but chocolate is available 365 days of the year. That's right. Why is it because it's shaped in an egg that everyone feels they have to gorge on it? I don't know. So just remember, you know, really, you'll be so proud of yourself if you stick to the healthy you instead of giving up for Easter. Easter is actually the second hardest time for a slimmer. The first would have to be Christmas, and then we have Easter. So try stay firm. My thing is, if you can maintain your weight over Easter, then well done. I think that's a great thing. All right, so now we're going to put in the tomato. And if you wanted to, you could put pineapple in at this point if you wanted. It's really up to you. I do prefer fresh over the canned. All right, so now we're going to put in 1.5 cups of the pineapple. Actually, I might just shake it. Always give it a good shake with pineapple juice. You never know. All right, here we go. So we want 1.5 cups. Let me put that little fish over there. Smells good. Oh my gosh. Thanks for joining me on our last show for season 1. It's been fun. I've had all those lovely guests come in. And here's me cooking again. My arm's doing really well. Thank you very much for all your positive thoughts and messages. So, pineapple juice, unsweetened, because you'll find the sweet one, is full of sugar, but it's also very sickly sweet. We've done that. Let's put in 2 tablespoons of the no added salt tomato paste, and that really is an important thing to go in any sweet and sour. 2 tablespoons of the brown sugar, and that will just give it that mellowness that we're looking for. A tablespoon of fresh lime. Really, I know it doesn't sound a lot, but it really does make a good flavour in this sweet and sour. Remember, you can do it with chicken, pork, or tofu. You don't have to do fish. We're going to do now a teaspoon of Thai seasoning. It's a Master Foods. So it's a good one. I use that in a few of my recipes. And talking about my recipes, if you're thinking, oh, what can I make over the long weekend? Oh my gosh, I have a seafood section in every book, okay? So if you don't want to do sweet and sour, I've got you covered, honey. There's loads of fabulous recipes. That is for sure. Okay, 2 teaspoons of the salt-reduced soy, because that's good for the heart health. We want low salt. And this is the thing with Asian cooking. It can be high in sodium. So that's really good for people with diabetes or heart concerns. You really want a low sodium diet. And now we're going to do 1 teaspoon of fish sauce. There we go. So you can see lots of fabulous flavours. And the last thing we're going to do, I just want to get this to bring up to boil. Oh, look at this. Yum! Look at those beautiful vegetables. I'm going to now mix the corn flour, which is 2 teaspoons, into a tablespoon of water. Let's get all that in. And this will help thicken it. There we go. Oh yes, everything's just so quick and easy to make out of my cookbooks. I mean, it is fantastic. And once that starts to boil, I'm going to add the fish in and we are done. How good is this? All right, so in goes the beautiful barramundi. Oh, yum. Oh yes, people. Good Friday. We're saving this for tomorrow. No one's getting it. You're not having this today, Bill. You're having it tomorrow. I mean, please. Who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy? Even at Easter time, I've got you covered. And I'm going to serve it up in a minute. I just want it to cook a little bit. But if you want to win book 7, hello. Yes, fabulous. And as I said, look, there's the seafood section. I'll show you. Oh gosh, it's stuck. That'd be right. Oh, this is how many of you got a book that's stuck? Even I do. So there's the seafood section. Alrighty, so if you want to win book 7, and I think I might put a request in for Easter instead of a chocolate letter, can I have a new book 7 bill, please? I mean, you know, thank you. So what you've got to do, if you want to win book 7, it's easy. All you have to do is like, share, and in the comments, hashtag Symply with the 2 good. Remember, it's a Symply with a Y, number 2 good, and I'll pick 3 people. But I really would be very interested in your feedback in the comments of whether you follow the tradition of seafood or like a meat-free Good Friday. Let's see how many of us do follow that now. Because I know the younger people tend to not worry about it, but we've always done it at our house. Now, here is my rice. Here is a fabulous sweet and sour, but oh shoot, Thai. Look at me making a mess here. I think I need a holiday. Let's put it with the rice. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh. There we go, people. You've got sweet and sour, but done the Thai way, which is a bit fabulous. And just remember, I'll be back on the 4th of May for Tuesday, 6th of May for Thursday, and I'm going to be making some fabulous things. So don't forget, simply2good.com.au is where you go to find any information out, recipes, tips, want to order any of my fabulous products. But there we go, sweet and sour, Easter. I've got my bunny ears ready to go. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Easter. Take care, everybody. Celebrate yourselves, your religious faith, being with family and friends, and just relaxing. So have a wonderful Easter, and I'll see you in May. Bye now.